All right, welcome back to the Thug Jitsu Master and Squid Show. Also, Georgi Karakhanyan's story. We're here coming off a big win over Daniel Pineda.
Yep.
Now you're fighting on Bellator Lima McDonald at the Forum. How's it feel to be fighting on a big card in LA?
It feels awesome, man. I was here last year when Chell fought Tito, and I'm glad they brought me back on a big card, and I'm just looking to go out there and put a good performance.
Nice. Where you training?
Let
our fans know a little bit about you.
I train at Millennium MMA, and do you want me to look at you or look at the camera?
Anywhere.
You can look at anywhere you want.
Hold the mic a little closer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I train at Millennium MMA in Rancho Cucamonga with Lawrence Larkin, Saeed Awad, and a bunch of good fighters.
Nice.
And some really good coaches in
Rami Aram, and Betis Mansouri. They're whoop my ass.
old school.
Yeah.
So
Old school coaches. Lorenz Larkin too, probably teaching some good
Yeah,
stand-up
man.
striking.
Lorenz,
He's got some
Lawrence
very
really
creative,
good
creative striking. Man, he
bucks me up.
He's fun to watch.
and how much does working with guys like that help your game and help your style?
It helps me a lot because, like you said, Lawrence is so creative, and his calf kicks are fucking brutal. So he's actually staying in my house for his fight. That's the following week in Pachanga. So it's good to learn someone from a guy like Lawrence because I'm a person that likes to pick people's brain, no matter what level they are.
Yep.
So I have conversations with him about the kicks, about how he sets up a lot of stuff. So. He's like a big brother to me.
Yeah. So having that guy there, and Manny was there too for a while. Is Manny still training with you guys?
Gambirian?
Yes.
Manny would cross-train, but he hasn't came lately. But yeah, Manny is fucking, when he gets on top, he's strong as fuck.
Anvil.
Manville to Anvil. I remember training with Manny when I first met him. It's probably about 12 years ago. He was much smaller than me, and I was like, why can't I get this little dude off of me?
It's like a pit bull when it's on
right?
top.
It's miserable.
Very compact.
He's like an angry Armenian that never had sex. I mean, this is like so crazy. His testosterone is high.
That's the thing. There
That's
are
the last thing
Armenians
you want anger. I mean, that I had sex, man. Oh my god.
That's the last thing you want
Manny,
anywhere.
don't get mad at me.
Nah, he's not gonna watch.
Manny,
this.
you don't have sex, do you? Like, we know this.
Nah, he probably does. He always posts pictures of his wife, the queen and stuff. He's probably like, I hope he is. Right?
No, Manny's a good
He
fan.
looks happy. He doesn't look like a frustrated man.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look frustrated at all. Manny's good. He's good. He's all right. So, your fight with Henry Corrales, you're opening up the main card on the Bellator, Bellator not pay-per-view, but the main show. How do you set the tone for the night?
Oh, you gotta set the tone with the fireworks. Henry has a style that he comes forward. I have a style that I come forward, and I think this couldn't be a better matchup to kick off the card on Paramount Network. So I feel like we're just both gonna go out there and try to take our head off.
Yeah.
The viewership numbers are in your hand. Like
we started with the bang.
Fight, it's gonna
go down. So that's the thing.
off.
Performance.
Performance.
So you can use those ratings in your next negotiation. Just remember that.
100%.
100%.
It's my last fight on the contract.
Remember when I launched Paramount Network for you guys? Remember when I was the guy that kicked it all off?
Remember how I brought those 20 million viewers? I want $1 for every viewer that I bring.
Oh, fuck. I hope there's a bonus. I hope Scott Coker has a bonus.
Money. You gotta ask for more like a nickel. It's not, it's not McGregor money.
But go hard and just tell them we want a dime. Just go hard.
Yeah, I want
it's a dime for every viewer that I brought in.
We'll give you a penny, deal.
Now, this is a good card. What is it like being on a card like this for you? Because I remember being on big cards, I wouldn't even watch them because you're so concerned with, you're ready for your fight. You got to get ready. Yeah, you watch a few of the prelims before you, but 4 or 5 fights before you, and then 2 or 3 fights after you, you're not really paying attention.
Yeah, you get in that zone.
Yeah, you're kind of zoned out. So what's it like being on a card like this for you? This is a pretty big card for Bellator.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I just got to focus on my fight. Once my fight is done, then I could just go watch Chandler, Goichi, Pico, Lima against Rory, and just have my beer and pizza, man, because at this point,
because you haven't had any in a while, because you couldn't wait.
I'm like dying.
Those are the 2 best things right there, too.
So right now, just focus on me, and then after that, then I mean, I'm really happy to be in a card with such big names, but like you said, I got to start the card. I got to start the night with the excitement, so the views could hit up. So that's what I'm focused on.
You're a pretty big veteran of Bellator. More say this is what your 6th or 7th fight,
Yeah,
right? Like
something like that.
are you pretty comfortable with the whole Bellator? Just the whole
The environment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
'Cause you were in what World Series of Fighting prior.
I was World Series of Fighting, then I fought in Dream.
How was that?
Dream?
Pretty cool, right?
It was a great experience. They were just, they thought, because they're like, oh, you, American, you're not going to make weight because the weight class over there a little different. So they're really following us with the scale, and that was kind of getting annoying, but overall the experience was fun.
Yeah,
And
Japan.
you have to make scratch in Japan also.
Yeah.
They don't give an allowance. You got to make scratch.
You don't get that extra pound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss Dream. That was a good company. I like all the companies that try to bring back the Pride feel.
Yeah.
Pride. What was the feeling like? Because fighting in Pride was like, there's nothing like it. There was no experience like that. Fighting it in Dream, what was that like? Is having that crowd be the way that they are, it's a completely different environment, huh?
Yeah, it was the fight was in the Saitama Arena.
Oh,
That's
that's
where you
awesome.
want to fight.
That's
it
the
was
best. I've never
37
fought in Saitama. That's
It's
so
like a
awesome.
super arena. Not just an arena, it's a super
37,000
arena.
people.
Oh.
And then
Who was the main event on that card?
the main event was, I know McKee fought Aoki. Antonio McKee fought Aoki.
Was that when Alistair fought?
That's when
Todd
they had
Duffy?
That's when they had the kickboxing and MMA. It was a New Year's Eve. It was a big card.
Oh, a New Year's card in Japan. That's
Yeah, that was-
huge.
That is what you want. That.
So I fought Takaya, but going back to the
Mizugaki?
fans, to Hiroyuki Takaya.
I'll hear you, Kitsukaya.
I fought him, and they pretty much told me that to go to my hotel room, lock the doors, and don't get out because Takaya was part of
Yakuza.
Yakuza. And we're like, what do you mean? It's fucking New Year's Eve. We want to go out and
party.
fucking go.
This is
They're like,
Tokyo.
no, you don't go out of your room. So we just locked ourselves and we just had our after
Like, can
party
I
in
get
the
pizza
room.
and beer? Can I at least have that in Japan?
At least they paid you cash.
Yes,
That's always nice.
that was nice.
Isn't it
That
crazy
was-
how in Japan they have these crisp, fresh, new $100 bills?
Straight from the machine.
Straight, like-
Straight.
They just made them
That was-
themselves.
Yeah.
It's awesome, isn't it?
That
It's
was
nice,
huge.
though.
They're
Yeah.
like, they'll work. They'll work. They'll work.
That's so much
Good,
fun.
man.
So, again, what was that experience like, though? The Japanese
The
fans, the Japanese crowd.
The Japanese crowd were very educated, I would say. It was so fucking quiet in there that it was not normal for me. Because when
Yeah.
I was fighting, I could feel my feet. Just every punch, him taking a breath, me taking a breath. We're like, why is it so quiet? And every time you do something exciting, everyone's like, ah. But yeah, the
You
the
do
crowd
something
was,
and they wait for the next
Yeah.
thing. They stop. Okay, what's he gonna do next? Rather, in the UFC or Bellator, any of these American promotions,
Oh,
it's
they
not
go,
like that.
They just-
It's like
stand up, motherfucker!
Stand him up, ref! We can do that all day, right? That's how it is here.
He's like that.
I got a story for you guys. Fighting in Bodog, we had two heavyweights fighting, and they were just really big and really bad, right? And Phil Baroni's sitting next to me. We're watching this fight, and everybody's just like bummed out about this fight. And these dudes are tired, and they're just swinging, they're just slugging at each other. They're on their feet, just throwing punches back and forth. And Baroni goes, everybody's screaming. It's like booing, and Baroni comes out of the blue, just goes, "Stand them up, ref!"
And you hear those a lot. The standing up.
When you're standing,
Stand 'em
there,
up,
But they were
yeah.
standing.
That's such an
That's
insult.
so awesome.
Yeah.
So-
We're already standing.
So that's the difference between American crowd and
Because
Japanese
people
crowd.
think they can like influence the fight. They think if they say something, the person's gonna fight harder.
or the ref's gonna do something
Yeah, the
about
ref's
it.
gonna intervene. I'm like, it's like yes and no, because I think you do. The fans do kind of control the ref quite a bit.
A bit.
Because the ref just starts to feel awkward when like he
they
hears
start
nothing but
booing.
standing up. He's like,
Yeah.
should I
Yeah,
stand him up? Am I supposed to stand him up? It's like,
Now, have you ever been booed in a fight, Georgie?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
notice it? You pay attention to
Yeah,
that?
I was like, man, I could.
When
hear
you're
this
in control, not just when you're in the fight. Like if you're on the bottom and a guy's
Okay.
trying to muscle you down.
Yeah, I was in the bottom, and the guy was on top, not doing anything. I could hear this lady going, same thing. Stand him up! Stand him up! I was like, damn, that lady's right. Come on, ref, let's stand us up.
What's the funniest thing you've heard in a fight from the crowd?
What's the funniest thing? I think when they say they could do this better than us, like I think they get so drunk and they're like, I could do better than you, bro. And I'm like, look at you, motherfucker. You don't know what we go through.
Yeah.
You need to bring
Guy's
him
got
in there.
like tits and stuff. He's just like, he's just in the crowd. Like, I love that stuff.
How about you, Squid? What's the craziest thing you heard when you were in there?
Craziest thing I heard. I used to fight up in Boston a lot. People used to, because I'm from New York, and people used to really shit on. I remember there'd be like ladies like, "You should hope you fucking die." I'm like, because I used to kind of, I tell you, I sometimes like laid and prayed. I laid and prayed guys sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a wrestler. Sometimes you gotta hold the guy down for a round. I'm like, fuck it, I gotta get that.
what you gotta do.
Get that decision. And I remember like looking up at the lady like. Fucking like, look at you, like you're like drunk, like you're like a drunk lady in the front row.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Mine is
but
kind of.
that's back in the day of like the 2003 to 2008
Yeah.
local shows, which are the best, which are absolutely they're like makeshift MMA shows. It's like a group effort to make an MMA show in like a high school like auditorium. Like,
I feel you. I feel like my best memory of one of those things is from like the 90s, and I was fighting Aaron Riley in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Oh, nice.
So it's a black guy versus a white guy, and this is what I heard: beat his ass. I don't know if they were cheering for me because I was fighting out of Texas, or if they were cheering for the white guy because he's fighting a black guy in Wichita Falls, Texas. But that accent was so awesome. Beat his ass.
Like
This
that,
lady screamed. It was awesome. So if you're rooting for me, lady, and you're watching this show,
holler,
all
holler.
love. All love.
holler at Doug Jitsu Master.
don't holler at me, cause don't holler at me. But good, that's good on you.
You can holler at me. She's not gonna get anywhere, but I always need a good holler in my life, you know.
So
Sometimes
Georgie, these fights on this card, what other fights are you interested in, man? Because this is a really dope card. I'm really looking forward to watching you come out there and show what you do in the gym. But I can't turn away from this card. I'm gonna have two
Pretty
televisions on side by side watching two sets of fights on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think it's pretty stacked, man. I kind of don't agree how they put Rampage and Chell main event.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
So
that's two.
we brought that up to this guy right here. I'm like, doesn't that suck to be the
Yeah,
main
dog,
event?
Dog,
They announced this fight like 6 months ago or whatever.
I
it
still
is.
look at them as the main event, but
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I understand that Chell and Rampage might have bigger names, and Chell talks a lot, but I mean, this guy should be the main event,
Yeah.
man. And,
Yeah, they're fighting
that's
for a
the
title,
only
right?
way,
Bring it
and-
up as a light heavyweight taking on a middleweight in a heavyweight tournament. I'm like,
mean,
that's
like
the
I-
main event, the quarterfinals. I was
Like, I mean, like Chell is the biggest talker, but he hasn't backed up his talk,
No.
and I feel like he's talking might sell a lot of tickets, but it's getting to the point where it's like, me personally, I'm getting tired of like same shit.
yeah, if they were both coming off of a big win or something like that, great. Make them the main event. That's fantastic. But the quarterfinal matchup
And
of a
it's-
heavyweight
Heavyweight
tournament
tournament.
between two guys that don't fight at heavyweight, you're going to put above the biggest welterweight fight in the history of the organization, and just a big welterweight. It's going to be one of the biggest welterweight fights of 2018 as
Yeah,
a whole.
this-
Because Tyrant's not going to come back for a while. GSP is gone out of the
Yeah.
way, so that you're not going to have that big super fight of GSP. So this is going to be one of the biggest welterweight fights of the year. So it's a little, you know, I get it probably from a rating standpoint to keep
And
people
this happened
around.
like a week ago, right?
Yeah, that's like, hey, everyone fight the main event. No, you're not.
That definitely sounds like a decision not made by someone that knows fighting.
No, it sounds like a
100%
decision,
agree.
a
100%.
numbers person of like a Paramount or someone.
Yeah.
Not like a Bellator, not like a Scott Coker decision.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would say this
so
is
don't
this,
get
this,
mad at
this,
Scott.
This is a suit.
This is a suit
This is
decision.
a suit, as they say.
Yeah.
This is a suit making this decision,
So-
not a person that, you know, they're trying to like, well, these guys have ratings. They'll watch the title fight, and then they'll stay longer, and then we get more viewers. I'm like, I get it because you're launching a new TV network, but still, you know, this is the main event.
This is the main event. We all agree.
They haven't
I
even-
agree.
They
Yeah.
haven't even been able to change the banners yet. It still says Lehman versus McDonald.
Yeah,
like-
that's the name on the promo.
Yes.
And they're not the main event. That's kind of sad. Georgie, I'm like, I want to get away from that because that's gonna like if there was a temperature gauge on my body, you would see it raising. I'd be turning red in my head right now because that stuff kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, I heard it and I couldn't believe it. I saw it and I was
hate it.
like, damn, that's fucking crazy.
I was telling Eve on the way in that I was kind of spamming the Bellator Instagram, like kind of writing. I'm like, this fight should be the main event. And all these people were like, it is the main event. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's
not. I'm like, it was. I'm like, then they switched it.
Then
I'm
they
like,
switched it.
I'm like, Google it, motherfuckers.
And it might affect them both, like sponsorship wise, because when you hit up sponsors, you say I'm the main event. Now it goes to co-main, so you never know, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Sponsors can get pissed about it after because they've been told that for months now, and then it just changed a week ago. So all of those things add up. But Georgi, your opponent Henry Corrales, like you said, he comes forward. He's aggressive. You're aggressive. Where are the advantages for you in this fight?
The advantages for me in this fight are 100% on the ground, wrestling. I'm a black belt jiu-jitsu.
From Millennia.
From Millennia and Marcelo Mafra from Checkmate. So, I feel like I worked on a lot of holes that I had in the past year that I wasn't happy with my performances. So I covered those holes, and I'm just going out there. The main thing for me is just to be in that moment and perform, man. If I perform, I'm a dangerous fighter.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fight. Like, I don't know. I love to watch you guys fight. You especially a lot of the Armenian fighters. You guys are so much fun, man. Georgi, Karin, Manny,
Caro
Parisian
is
Caro. Yeah, it was so much fun watching all you guys.
There's a nice lineage of tough
fighters, tough Armenians in MMA.
Armenians
you guys
in
have
general, pretty tough people. I used to work at this Russian spa. I don't know if you've ever been to Voda Spa.
Oh, that's when Manny took me there twice, bro.
I used to work there many years ago. And
he used to work there.
Yeah, I used to run the bar. I used to work in the bar.
Shit.
Yeah,
That's
and
a good
all
spot.
sorts
That's
of
a very
fighters
good
used to come in there.
So y'all got. I've never been.
Go.
It's a cool
You
spot.
got
I'll take you there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. It's in West Hollywood. It's a.
I want to go with my Puerto Rican friend, but I also want to go with an Armenian.
No, but
We'll take Manny.
usually
We'll take-
Armenians go in like crews of like 8 anyway, so it's not like it doesn't have to be 2 people. It could be,
So we can take a posse up in there.
No, they take a posse
Let's
and
do
they sweat it out and they eat food and we're like it was like one of the only spas that sells alcohol and food and stuff. So they would go sweat, come back, rip some shots, go back in.
Can we smoke some hookah in there too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
smoke
they have a
roof.
hookah bar.
There's a rooftop deck. Yeah.
Oh, I've never been to roof.
Yeah, there's a
gotta-
rooftop deck. Yeah, it's a cool spot, but that's where I know Armenians very well. I'm like, I've seen a lot of fights break out with Armenians in like robes and stuff. Just like usually,
I'm not fighting an Armenian.
You never see
in a
Armenians
robe.
fight other groups of Armenians. I have always seen Armenians fight within their group of friends. It's like
And
never
it's usually
been
about it's
money.
like when a bill comes.
A bill comes up.
No, bro, I got this.
Oh,
Bro,
no, I got this, bro.
Stop.
It's like that's like you took the words out of my mouth.
Sounds like I
It's
need to go
always
eat with
over
my
the money.
Armenian friends.
And it's always over like
Bro, my
paying for a
eyebrows are
$1,200 bill.
connected.
Like, I want to pay this $1,200 bill. Like, no, I want to pay this $1,200 bill. And they also like the Japanese. They take out the crisp $100 bills. They take out they reach into their robe and they have like my monthly salary. Just in their robe.
Why am I not eating lunch with my Armenian friends? Why is this not happening?
I don't know, man.
You should do more often, man.
I will. Georgi, I'm going to come hang out. I'm
Hell
coming out to
we should,
Rancho a
yeah.
little bit more
I
often.
messed
man.
up, man. I slid out of that community. We gotta get back in, man.
We're getting back in. You going to accept us?
100%.
Awesome.
100%.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Vote a spa after the fight.
After party.
Spa life.
That's what it's all about, man. So everything, how's life otherwise?
Life is good, man. I got 2 beautiful daughters, so
Nice.
when I'm not
Congrats.
training too much, too crazy, and I always spend time with them.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's everything good.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. And training
Fantastic.
under Batiste and Romy and those guys out there at Millennia, how is it like training with them, and how long have you been with them at Millennia?
I've been training with Millennia for about 12 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
that's where I started. So
Long time.
they still, if I'm not good one day, if I'm not good at something, they pull me to the side and say, "Hey, motherfucker, you gotta." They criticize me, but I take the criticisms in a
Yeah.
positive way. So they're on me 24/7, especially Betis about dieting. He's like, hey, motherfucker, make sure you don't fuck it up. Don't go eat pizza. Just wait. You have 1 more week. So I was like, that's
It'll make it all.
my weakness is
worth
pizza
it.
and beer. So it's always been.
Batiste looks like the sweetest, most non. He doesn't look dangerous at all.
No.
Like just his demeanor, his character. He's kind of quiet and reserved. Man, he's a scary individual. Like he's the kind of guy. His personality, and what he's actually capable of doing. He's the kind of guy that
You would never think.
Yeah, you would
yeah.
never think that. It's almost like a serial killer.
Like
I gotta
that
agree
guy.
with you. That
Like that guy.
He's looking at us.
He's looking back. So
Told
we
you, I
just
felt it.
said that guy,
He's
and that
looking
guy's
at-
walking away, and he just did this. That was awesome. So anyway, we're having fun
Awesome,
here
man.
at the. Where are we at the Sheridan? LAX.
Sheridan,
Gateway Sheridan.
Century
Gateway
Boulevard
Sheridan,
here
Sheltree
in-
Boulevard here in Los Angeles, California,
right by the airport.
right by the airport, so
Right
we can get
by-
out of here when we're done, right?
Get the F out of here.
But now we got Georgi I can't say it. Karakhanyan.
Yeah, exactly.
Bam! Look at
Karakhanyan.
that. Armenian names are hard to
Karakhanyan.
say, but I just said
They are.
Karakhanyan like it was nothing because I own this thing. So we got my man Georgi here. He's opening the main card on Bellator on Paramount Network on Saturday night for his huge Bellator event, Lima versus McDonald. Even though that's not the main event, we don't
It is still main
understand.
event
It's the
for
main
us.
event.
It's the main
yeah.
event for fight fans all around the world.
It's the main
Geor-
event I care about. It's the main one I'm looking
It's
at.
the main one we care about. We do care about the Rampage Chael fight,
Yeah.
but just not as much. It's like
It's not much.
It's like when you have kids and you tell them that you love them both, but you have a favorite. You have to have a favorite. You just have to. You know?
That's true.
It's like that's true. I do have to do it. Yeah, there is a favorite. Yeah, I get.
So that's what it's all about. Stug Jitsu Master and the Squid. We'll be right back.